Hi everybody, it's Nancy from Natureworks. It's Thursday afternoon. I have no idea what time it is, but it's time for another episode of Facebook Live. This is actually take 3. We tried to do it on Facebook Live. We tried to do it with a Wi-Fi hotspot or something, and it just wasn't working. So now we're making a video the old-fashioned way, and hopefully this will work. Today I want to talk about making you happy. It's been quite the month. It's been quite the week. It's been quite the year. And I know we're all getting a little, tired of the pandemic and the heat wave and the dryness and the hurricane. Really. So luckily for us, we're gardeners and we have a hobby that can feed our souls. And right now, I think what we need to do is to just surround ourselves with beauty. That's the focus of this whole afternoon's little time with you, is beauty. We need it. We need it right now. We need to see pretty things. So here at Natureworks, we have a million plants, and I'm going to show you a few of my favorites. And if you like them, hit the like button, show me a little love, and pass this video around because it's just so important that we all share the beauty that in this world. So next to me was what inspired me to do this. We just got this fun celosia in. It's called Intense, and it's got these fuzzy flowers. But I thought, it would be so cool to create something that's just downright pretty. And this is a daylily called Gale's Fragrant Treasure. And it's like a repeat blooming daylily that smells good. And look at that color. It's not gold. It's soft, creamy, buttery yellow. If you marry that with Phlox Laura, now look at how these three go together. Pick up the white in the Phlox Laura and put a few of these annuals near it. White verbena, white euphorbia, diamond frost. And it just makes the whole thing soft and beautiful. And right now we've been starting to get in a bunch of annuals because, let's admit it, we all have spots in our pots and in our gardens where things have sort of not quite made it. We might have forgotten to water them, or they just weren't fed enough, or they're just not happy anymore. And popping a few fresh things in just changes your whole mood, makes your whole yard prettier. So that's what we're all doing. We're all taking these home, sticking them around just to make it pretty. So I thought, well, if that's pretty, how can I make it even prettier, right? So I added this gorgeous Coreopsis, which is Coreopsis rosea, which is a species Coreopsis. It's a native plant. And I thought it was fun to just see how it combines with everything. Dusty Miller. This is a new penstemon that just came in. It's called Midnight Masquerade, and it has really purpley flowers instead of pink or creamy colored. Penstemon, Midnight Masquerade. I just love everything about the purple stems. So you can see how pretty this is. Now, one of the things that was in the email this week was this new Rose of Sharon that both Diane and I glommed onto right away because for a couple reasons. First of all, it's just so pretty. Look at this color. It's this gorgeous sort of lavender pink. Look at the bee in there. He's like, I don't care what you do, take a picture of me. And then as the flower starts to fade, it gets blue on the edges. But what's cool about this Rose of Sharon is it only gets 3 to 4 feet tall. So you can put it anywhere. And Rose of Sharons are really good hummingbird plants. So you can put it right next to your patio. And the other good thing is it doesn't self-sow. It does not form viable seed. And a lot of people have given up on Rose of Sharons because of that problem. So it's the coolest thing. So Poly Petite, it's called. It's a really neat new variety. And look at what a silver big ears lamb's ear does to this color, how it makes it even more beautiful. Another Rose of Sharon that just came in is this one here, which is Azuri Blue Satin. And we've had blue Hibiscus Rose of Sharon before, but this one, the reason I love it is because it also does not set seed. So the breeding in the Hibiscus, the Rose of Sharon, is really quite wonderful in that regard because now we can welcome this beautiful flowering shrub, small tree, back into our yard for the flowers in July, August, even into early September. And they are major pollinator and hummingbird plants. Hibiscus is also represented this month in perennial hibiscus. And this is the hibiscus that's herbaceous, it dies down. This one's called Summer in Paradise. Look at that. Look at the size of that flower. It's as big as my big old hand. And they're amazing. They bloom mostly in August, but if you pinch part of them, you can get them to bloom in September. This week in the email I was talking a lot about pinching, because anybody that had their plants blow down in the storm will say, oh, next year I'm going to pinch. So I was trying to remind everybody, get them on the bandwagon. Now you can also have pretty without having all pinks and purples. I brought over this amazing Echinacea, which has this really cool, teeny tiny green bee on it. Look at that. It's so small. It's all covered with pollen. Look at that. I don't even know what kind of bee that is, but it's so tiny. Anyway, Echinacea is actually a cross between Echinacea and Rudbeckia, and it just has these massive flowers for this time of year. But you know, if you think to yourself, that's a little bright, maybe I want to tone it down. Look at what happens if you put a pycnanthemum. This is Pycnanthemum flexulosum next to it. Once you add silvers and whites next to the yellows and golds, it totally changes the picture. Or you can take this Echinacea, which is called Rainbow Marcella. Look at the way those flowers are developing. Take away the Echinacea and look at this combination. Now this is the plant I talked about in last week's email. It's called Rattlesnake Master, Eryngium agavifolium. It's a sea holly that has leaves that look like an agave. But what I like about it is the silver bracts hold on the flowers for a couple of months, and pollinators really like it. And then I matched it with this Eupatorium, which is Eupatorium hyssopifolium, meaning the leaves look like the herb hyssop. And I like this plant because it blooms for 2 months. And it's also a pollinator plant. So just talking about pretty, look at how you can soften a look of a combo by just having these silver plants around. I also took the gold and tuned it down in a couple of notches by adding the yellow annual million bells. Imagine how cute that would be, just thrown in somewhere. Yellow marigolds and Roseanne geraniums. So again, it's playing with color, it's playing with combinations. This is another plant that I think weaves really well with these colors. This is Eupatorium. It's called Pink Fortune. It's a tall, variegated Eupatorium that gets pink flowers eventually, that bloom for about a month and a half. And last year I did a video because there were so many butterflies on this plant. So these are just suggestions or ideas to get you thinking. So finally, I thought I would just do one more segment for this video called Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Baby Bear. And I'm doing that to talk about a plant that I love called ironweed, Vernonia. And this is a plant that right now, the really tall New York ironweed, this one here, Vernonia novaborensis, is blooming all around. And it's over my head tall, and it's amazing, and the butterflies love it. I have this in my yard, but a lot of people think it's too tall for their yard. So enter Mama Bear, which is Vernonia Southern Cross. Now look at the leaves on this. They're linear, they're beautiful. Same beautiful purple flowers, half the size, thinner leaves, and if you pinch this, it would even be a little shorter and fuller and a little later blooming. And then there's Baby Bear, which is Vernonia lettermanii iron butterfly. And this plant, I just love this plant, love this plant. It has purple flowers next month, September into October, very fine leaves, kind of like an Amsonia, and another great pollinator plant for the fall. So you think August is tricky in the garden? There's so much you can do to make it beautiful. If you just span the nursery, you'll see there's so much color, fresh color that's here. We have lots of fresh annuals, we have fresh herbs. We have so much color, and it will cheer you up to surround yourself with beauty. Beauty is a garden staple, and we can do this. We can make the world more beautiful for ourselves, our family, our friends, our neighbors, and we'll get through this week, this month, this year together. So Natureworks is open. We are open Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 10 to 5, and Saturday from 9 to 5. You do have to wear a mask, and you don't have to color coordinate it to your outfit, but that might be nice. And we have safe shopping. It's really fun, one-way aisles, all that jazz. We also have an online store that you can read all about our new plants, and you can place an order for either curbside pickup, or you could place an order for pickup and then come in and shop. So it's really fun to come here. We miss you, you miss us. We're so glad you're watching this video. Share it with all your friends. Tell them how much fun it is to surround yourself with beauty. Share the love of gardening. This is Nancy from Natureworks saying, I'll see you soon at the Garden Center. Bye.